Hello again, Joel with LP2, and for today's tutorial I decided I will cover a topic which in drops I already showed this through the other videos, but since I had on online there were few people asking me, oh, can you do that, can you do this. I decided to do a proper in-depth video about this topic, which today's topic is synchronized loops, because as you know, in the Looperlative LP2 you have, from the unit like this, you have access to 2 stereo loops, which then you can extend to 4 loops if you use the Midi. And this trick also applies to the LP1, since LP2 is using the same technology and programming as the LP2. So LP1 users can use this trick as well. And actually it's quite simple, and it's a very powerful method to me that it gives you a lot of flexibility, and it's really quick to apply if you want to have the loops in sync. Okay, so on the MIDI controller, first on the LP1, FX2 I won't use that today. On FX1 switch I have the select track, so that I can go from loop 1 or to loop 2, and vice versa. On the MIDI controller I have few things which I prepared for this demo. Okay, first of all, on the far right switch I have my fade out, but mostly important, if I hold this and press on all the switch, I have an erase function, because this is very important if I want to have the loop synchronized. To create a synchronized loop, I first need a void erased loop, so blue LED status. Then on the far left side I have programmed this so-called instant synchronized record, and I will come to that later, or what's in detail in there. In the middle foot switch, in this first page I have a double feature, and then if I go to my second page, okay, down here I have feedback, here scratch and scramble, we won't use that. But most important, on the top foot switch, on the press, I have the undo, with which you can delete and go back into the layers you recorded. And most important, on the press and hold, I can set the master track, or nowadays it's called set track as clock source, which means normally loop 1 by default, as you turn on the unit, loop 1 it's the clock source or the master loop. I call it master because back then in the Looperlative LP1, the old generation, that function was called master. So loop 1 normally it's the master loop, it's the one who gives the length, and if you are using the MIDI out, it's the loop which will send the clock to other devices. But of course, with this master function on which is accessible via MIDI, you can move that to other loops. So that, for example, you are doing something on loop 2, you go stop loop 1, unsynchronized loop, then you go back to loop 2, you can set that as a master, and then you create a synchronized loop on the slot 1 on the first track. Okay, enough blah blah blah. Let's go for something more practical and noisy. So I first start to do a simple rhythmic something. Okay, this is my first loop, it's the master one. Now I switch over to loop 2. You see the LED is blue, which means the loop is void, deleted, erase it, there's nothing on it. And now it's the trick to create synchronized loops. It's very simple, because now instead of going and press record, what I do, and this is the trick actually, what I do, instead of going and playing rec and pressing rec, I do a play. And now you see the LED screen, because now by pressing play, LP2 and LP1 will instantly create a loop, a void loop, which has the very same length as loop 1. And this is super cool because this happens instantly, and actually you're from the beginning on ready to go to record your synchronized loop. And now voila, I have my synchronized loop together. And actually this is, if you compare this to other unit, the first example which came to mind, it's the Pictronics Infinity, because I used to have that prior the LP2, and there, if you wanted to do synchronized tracks together, you had loop 1, which was the master, you created the first loop, and then you went to loop 2, and there you had to wait until the cycle of the first loop was done, and then at that point loop 2 started to record. Which is okay, but to me it's not so practical, and you have this time where you have to wait until you are arming the loop, and you have to wait until the loop is really ready to record. But in the case of the LP2, this is kind of like instant, and you can start already as soon as the loop is created and it's void. You can start to record something. And now I come to, first I delayed this loop 2, so that we have again an empty erased loop. And now we go to this instant synchronized record. What I did on this switch is combine two commands. The first of which is the play, because with play then I create the void loop, and then after that together with the play I send also a rec command, so that as soon as I press the switch, LP2 creates a track and then start recording overdubbing, so that I'm ready. Actually I can instantly start to do my second loop, synchronize it to the first one, and it will be like this. And now you see, with one press by pressing one switch I started to instantly record the loop without having to first press play and then press record, and everything is synchronized together. Okay, stop a bit everything. Then lately I'm also watching a lot this demo video tutorial by André Lafosse about the Glue Loupé, which it's a very wonderful modern take on the ADP Ecoplex Deluxe looper, and there, I mean, it's fun. For me it's also good. It's inspiring to watch this video, also because you get some tricks and ideas which I could possibly do also on the LP2. Actually, few things, for example, like the replace quantized, that stuff. There is common ground on both units. Often different names are used, but I mean the basics are kind of like the same. Then anyhow, the Loupé can do stuff which the LP2 can't, and vice versa. So at the very end, it's just depends what do you need for your music. So on this on this Loupé, you have these wonderful multiply functions which on the fly you can just start to record and multiply the loop until you finish and you're happy, and then you press again, or you press play again. And so I was like, how could I possibly fake this trick on the LP2? And indeed it's why I have the double function. So let's go to our first loop once again. The double is also, I programmed that first I'm sending the play command and then the double command, so that just by pressing a switch I have, in case I need it, I have my double bar loop ready to go. And so to do this kind of like ecoplexy multiply thingy, let's start first with the second loop, which has the same length as loop 1. Now I multiply this one. Multiply this once again. And so you see, I can kind of like fake this multiply ecoplex thingy by combining the double function and in this synchronizing instant creation. And of course, now I'm on loop 2. With the undo, I can go back to my initial loop. Okay, I hope this was helpful and clarified this synchronized capability of the LP2. And Looperlative in general, because as I told you, these apply as well to the LP1, so the bigger unit. I hope you enjoyed this new mini tutorial video about the LP2. I'm sorry maybe that lately I'm just popping out with this video, kind of more an erratic, unplanned, improvised manner of doing these videos, but maybe it's I'm so used to the unit because I was already used to the LP1, so maybe for me the stuff it's kind of like crystal clear what am I doing, but it's already inspiring and interesting to to get comments from all over the internet, and then people asking stuff which they don't understand, and so also based on this kind of like feedbacks from other people, I just get the idea how to continue this series and create these videos. So big thank you goes to you all for just giving me the ideas how to show you the new feature about the LP2. And that said, I wish you a wonderful sunshiny week and take care. Cheers.